Hi, I'm Pete Rose.
That's right, the Pete Rose. And Crazy Uncle Pete's having a big old celebration he wants you to be a part of.
To celebrate my 13th year of making personal appearances, I'm swinging away at my prices.
Uncle Pete wants to meet you. Only at CrazyUnclePete.com can you choose from birthday parties, christenings, bachelorette parties, swimming lessons for children and adults, baby delivery, or invite Chef Pete into your kitchen to prepare a dinner for that romantic anniversary at home.
Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a Pete Rose at the plate.
To celebrate 13 years, all instant winners will receive a free unsigned copy of the Charlie Hustle Cookbook.
And tell him Uncle Pete sent you.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Power College for Box Score.
Oh, hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles. They are the Dennetts in Milford, Connecticut. Guys, it's a mopey day here in Los Angeles as the Dodgers are once again left with an expensive heartbreak. McLovin, despite the huge payroll, the Dodgers can't seem to get it going in the postseason. What is their problem?
Wow, where do you want me to start, Brock? First of all, they have two former Phillies, Jimmy Rollins and Chase Utley. That's already a recipe for disaster. I blame mostly the fan base. Working with people in LA, there's just a lack of intensity there. I mean, look at the graphics guys for this show.
Work at it. Yeah, you know, I didn't think about it until Brock brought it up. We miss working with the people in LA, and me personally, I don't think I miss any day more than today. I would have loved to have gone in early at maybe like 4:15 in the morning, and as they're walking in with almost no sleep, just depressed about their team losing, I'm like, how about them Dodgers? That'd be like the first thing I say to them. That would have been a lot of fun today, and I really wish we were there.
The baseball series sort of replicated the Dan Patrick show in the box score because, you know, you guys are so incompetent, you always make us look better, so New York looks better in comparison.
Wow. Friday you're
Strong.
talking about?
Hey, graphics guys, what's
Shots
up?
fired. Boy, take that to the weekend control room. All right, well, Bill Shaken called in today and says the problem might have to do with something that looks like the mannequin out there in the man cave.
I think the front office knows exactly what it wants to do. The front office was not allowed to make a change at manager when Andrew Friedman and Farhan Zaidi came in last year. But since then, they've let go a ton of scouts. They've totally revamped the international scouting operation. They've let go a lot of minor league managers and coaches. It seems like the next thing that they'd want to shape in their image is the major league coaching staff, and that's just not Don Mattingly, that's the coaches as well.
Yeah, I didn't realize how chaotic, I guess, things are going on behind the scenes with the Dodgers. You see Magic Johnson's smiling face, and seems like everything's great. And they were one win away yesterday at home from moving on to the NLCS. But we love Mattingly, we love our Don Mannequin, and just selfishly, we hope Donnie sticks around and they don't put too much blame on him and feel like they got to show him the door. I'm not convinced that plugging in some other manager, although Joe Madden may have proved us otherwise with what Theo did with the Cubs, that all of a sudden the Dodgers are going to the NLCS or winning the World Series just by pointing the finger at Mattingly and throwing someone else in there as skipper.
All right. Paula, you're a long-suffering Cubs fan, but you have a bit of a conflict tomorrow. The USC and Notre Dame game kicks off a half hour prior to the Cubs-Mets. Which game would you really rather be at?
Be at is a great question. I would rather be at a Cubs playoff game no matter where it is. That being said, I wasn't offered to go to a Cubs playoff game. Dan was nice enough and NBC was nice enough to offer me tickets and season tickets and a way to get to and from a Notre Dame game. I love live college football more than just about anything in the world. And Notre Dame, night game, USC, I'm not going to be too upset that I missed the Cubs games because it is game one. But I will, and I won't really be checking my phone. I'm going to be focused on the game in front of us. I think that's, if you don't enjoy the moment of being on the sidelines of a Notre Dame game, which I've never done before, you got problems.
All right, well, you guys, of course, will be heading to Notre Dame tomorrow, and Doug in South Bend called to welcome the entire crew.
Well, the entire PR department over here at the facility is talking about Dan Patrick and his group coming in. I think they have a tent on the sideline, full catering, and champagne. Is that what's going on?
Is this Doug Flutie? Oh, yeah, we're coming to town. we're coming to town. The game will be on NBC.
We're getting moved out of our boxes. We got secondary hotel rooms. I think they have suites set aside for you guys. I mean, really.
Doug, we're a big deal.
How you doing?
Yeah. I mean, you won a Heisman. We're a big deal.
Oh, that Doug in South Bend. He's a real trickster. It is funny to see Dan laughing at that, though, where he's like, wait a minute. I know who this is. But yeah, man, red carpet. It's going to be rad, man. I'm so stoked to go there. Especially, I've said it 1,000 times, but you're raised, born and raised Irish Catholic, rooting for Notre Dame, even though no one in my family even sniffed Notre Dame. But just based on the fact of who you are and what your heritage is. And now to finally be going there is amazing. And like my mom had said, does Chris Collinsworth ever ask you to go to Notre Dame games with him in his private plane? Well, it wasn't Chris Collinsworth, but it was pretty close. It's definitely a close second, so she may have seen that coming way before I did.
Now, my favorite moment that I know I'm going to see tomorrow night at a Notre Dame game is we're going to be at some point where either the band's going to be coming on the field or the Leprechaun or the team, and Seton's going to go like this. This is the finest sight these eyes have ever seen. Like Ned Beatty did in the movie Rudy.
Take off my little hat.
He's standing next to his wife that he loves. Not one of my 9 sons being born was the finest sight. Seeing a Notre Dame home game against Georgia Tech, unranked. Where's your head at, Mr. Rudiger? Your wife's right next to you. Your son is right next to you. Get in the game, Holmes.
Oh, my God. Well, yeah, you've made the point that he's a horrible dad in that movie. Paula, you guys, of course, will be doing some tailgating tomorrow. What's the etiquette of partying while out on a work function?
That's a good question. I think any tailgating is about pacing yourselves. If your goal is to get drunk at a tailgate, you're not a professional. Yeah, you sip some beers as the day goes along. It's a marathon. You don't want to get banged up before a game, at least not too banged up. I've seen too many, like Clay Travis sends me pictures of passed out people at tailgates all the time. So Seton and I are going to have a nice little pace. Say hello, sample a few bratwursts and other encased meats, sample maybe a couple local beers if we can.
Easy peasy, though.
Watch the game. Enjoy ourselves, enjoy the moment. It's not about getting sloshed.
All right, well, we have a pool here that maybe Seton ends up streaking across the field yelling Rudy, so fingers crossed for that. All right, coming up, it's my best bud, Joey Bats. Hey, you want to come up huge in the clutch? Get the Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. Climbing hills, hauling trailers, towing boats, and delivers a powerful drive-off home run every time. Ooh, that's right. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram. We are back here on the box score. Guys, today you had home run hitter and bat flipper Jose Batista join the show ahead of the ALCS. McLovin, are you a bat flip guy or do you dislike the showboating?
Oh, I hate the showboating. I'm a hand the ball to the ref in the end zone guy. Act like you've been there before. 100%. I didn't like Batista's bat flip. I know that makes me sound like I'm 200 years old. I dunked the ball in the guy's face and walked out of the other court, don't gesture to the crowd. I think that's Bush League. Barry Sanders is my favorite ever. I wouldn't say that to Batista because he's really cool, but I didn't love it.
I think Batista's going to get a little bit of a hall pass on this one if you watch the game because it was out of hand scene. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it felt like it was like a personal attack on both teams. They were trying to kill each other, and there's so much going on. The fans don't usually throw stuff, and it's almost like he's like, this is over.
It seemed to me less of a showboat thing and more of a...
And it's not him.
Yeah, just getting some emotion out. You had almost 3 bench-clearing brawls, things thrown on the field, players tapping each other's button, taking it the wrong way, players that looked like they were inciting the crowd when they're actually telling them to calm down. It was just a nutty 53.
I didn't have a problem so much with the fact that he flipped the bat because, he probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
But it's the moment, and okay, so you have 2 seconds of I probably shouldn't have flipped the bat. My problem with it is how he flipped the bat. It seemed to be a big motion for it to go like that. You know what I mean? It looked like he threw it as hard as he could, and it went barely sort of floated out there. It looked kind of awkward to me. That's my problem.
Another thing about those things when you celebrate prematurely, Sammy Sosa, when he would hit a home run, he hit a lot of them, he would home run it and do this hop step. He'd jump up and do this hop step and start jogging this little thing that he did. And once in a while, he would do the hop step side over and would get caught at the warning track. And it didn't happen too many times to old Sam, but it did. He's like, got to curl back into the dugout.
Oh, rats. Well, Batista called in today and talked about the emotions associated with hitting a big homer like that.
Right after I hit the ball, then it became an out-of-body experience. I know I hit the ball for sure. It was me. But what happened after that, it's a moment of joy. It's a moment of, you realize you just did something great for the team, and a series where you were down 0-2 and you came back, won 2 on the road, came home, and a bunch of crazy stuff has happened with umpires and crazy plays like, Russell Martin hitting Chu in the hand, and that's how they got the lead in the 7th. And I don't know, everything kind of was a build-up until that moment, and it was great knowing that I put my team ahead.
Being a champion baseball player myself, and with game-winning plays and just great championship moments, I really related to what Jose was talking about there. And that it is sort of in the moment you're very present, and then once it all happens, you it's a little like an out-of-body experience. It really brought me back to some of my greater moments. On the diamond.
I didn't think about that until you brought it up. I too have had some moments, and I like McLovin said, I was one of those guys who didn't celebrate. Like I could even reenact like my greatest athletic moment if you could zoom in on this. It was this, and then this. But I mean, I wanted to celebrate. I wanted to boom.
Now, do you know if you scored well in
Once
the moment?
in a while, if I was like this, I'll stand up. I'll be like this, let it go. Like that, and walk like that.
Oh, just
like
walk
I know
off.
where it's ending up.
No hand in the air.
Kind of Larry Bird-ish. Yeah.
But it's far. Isn't it far away? Can you even tell if you?
For some people, it is.
I was do you even know if you hit a bullseye?
Yeah, we know.
You know as soon as it leaves your hand.
My people know. Yeah.
Well, from the majesty of archery back to the ALCS, I have a problem here because I'm a Royals fan, but apparently I'm besties and bros with a member of the opposition of the Royals, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Is there a guy named Brock that works here?
Brock works on the
We have a bad
box
guy?
score.
The after show.
The after
You know
show.
what?
He's crazy.
Yeah, I heard stories about that guy, like bar hopping and
He's crazy.
in California.
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely the guy.
Not shapes.
Yes. Yeah. He's
Where'd you hear about that?
I got people. Yeah.
So clearly best friends.
Brock that works here?
Yeah, hey, Todd Fritz, how do you balance rooting for your favorite teams versus all the friendships that you have forged through the show?
Is there a guy named Brock?
It's very difficult because like we've had Derek Carr on, for example. And I can't stand the Raiders, obviously, and it's hard not to like Derek Carr. Khalil Mack, who we became buddies with, he's hugging all of us moments after he got drafted.
Well, yeah, but the Raiders are down now. I noticed that Phil Rivers, Antonio Gates, Keenan Allen have not been on the show.
Yeah,
they're the more legit challenge. I don't remember Jamal Charles.
We've had second-string long snappers for the Broncos on the show during the summer.
But truth be told, we have reached out to other teams in the AFC West, and they haven't delivered. Hopefully, that's not because they know I'm a Bronco fan, and whenever I can, I'll wear the.
When's the last time
that would be unprofessional.
Alex Smith, by the way, has gotten the Phil Rivers treatment too. Has he been on?
Alex Smith has not been on recently, but
not since he left San Francisco and joined the AFC West.
To the Chiefs and Chargers PR, we've and they can attest to that. I have several emails so that there's proof that
several over 12 years.
We've been reaching out to the other teams, the AFC West, and the Raiders. We've had a couple of.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Can we just address the fact that Jose Batista is hearing stories about? There's some guy named Brock that works here.
Yeah, when are we going to finally get to the bottom of that?
What the hell is that all about?
You're right, Steve. The I-Team has been working on the fact that Jose Batista, the slugger, knew who Brock, the host of the box score, was, and we have found nothing in the past few months. Nothing at all. We can't figure it out.
Well, we've run into each other in the bars around Manhattan Beach. It was a great time, and I've connected the dots out here. So Joey Bats and I are best buds. That's all I got to tell you.
There's some guy named Brock that works here?
Yeah.
That's surreal.
It's so funny.
Well, back to Joey Bats. He talked about getting his image tattooed on some fans' bodies. Now, Paulie, you famously have your mug inserted on some man's upper thigh. What's it like going to have having your face forever on that man's leg? Just just south of the wedding tackle.
It's actually on the wall right behind you, a picture of Sugar's leg. Now, when that first happened, Sugar was a regular caller to the Dan Patrick Show. He's really good on air. I never met the man before, and he told us he was getting the tattoos. I was like, all right, a Dan Patrick Show tattoo, you're pretty safe. He's an icon of American sports broadcasting, probably always will be. And when you start getting Danettes tattooed on you, I got to question your mental health. And then we met him in person. He showed it to me. He's the nicest dude, man. He's so normal and fun and good to hang out with. That being said, I would pay for the removal of it. I'll at least pay for half of the removal of it because there's no legacy here. There's just a spot on your leg, man.
Yeah, once that guy hits 80, that thing is getting all droopy and who knows. All right, well, hey, if I were to get a Danette tattooed on me, I think it's going to be Todd. I think that'll help me out with the ladies. All right, coming up, it's a battle between Capitol Hill and Canada's southeastern capital. We are back here on the Box Score. Guys may have realized it or may have not, but hockey season has actually started. I haven't heard a lot of talk about hockey, but that's because I'm assuming you guys don't know the players still well enough to do that. So we've got you covered.
Senator or senator?
Yes, you're right. You got ahead of me. Senator or senator. It's row versus row. I will give you a name. You tell me whether they strap on the skates or represent a state. Extra point if you tell me correctly which state they represent. Back row, we will start with you. The senator in question is David Archibald, U.S. Senator or Ottawa Senator?
That doesn't really sound like a hockey player, but it could be a trick question. Can't you just see it's putting S-E-N in front of that name, Senator Archibald?
Yes, Senator Archibald out of
like Utah.
Yes, well, not Utah, Wyoming.
Wyoming's fine.
Senator Archibald out of Wyoming.
I'm sorry, we were looking for Ottawa senator, and he was a center in 1990s.
That's a hockey player?
Bet your ass. Front row.
Only Archibald in the history
The
of
senator in question is John Barrasso, U.S. Senator or Ottawa Senator?
Wow, I wasn't ready for this segment. I thought we were doing Florida Panther or Black Panther. 'cause that's-
Barrasso.
Yeah.
That could be
feel like
tricky. There was a
he,
Tom
Barrasso.
Barrasso, yeah, he's a lineman for. The Senators.
Yeah, we're gonna go Ottawa Senator.
Ottawa.
No, the guy's in the cold, but he's up in Wyoming. Yeah, U.S. Senator.
Oh, you said Wyoming.
I knew they would go for Wyoming.
They were being tricky.
I've seen that guy before.
Yeah.
I've seen that
He did play hockey, though, junior hockey.
That's true.
Thunder Bay.
Back row, the senator in question is Johnny Isaacson, U.S. Senator or Ottawa Senator?
Come on, there's never been a senator named Johnny.
Johnny Isaacson?
Johnny?
Hey, Johnny Passes Bill.
Did you go to Hebrew school with Johnny
How
Isaacson?
many? Assuming if that's a Jewish name, there's no Jewish hockey player that I'm aware of.
Johnny
Isaacson.
Yeah, there's no
What's your
Jewish
guess,
people
Ritzy?
named Johnny. Let's go with it.
That's got to be a senator, no?
Yeah.
Senator Johnny
No,
Isaacson.
no. It's an Ottawa.
You think he's an Ottawa senator?
Ottawa Senator.
Johnny Isaacson, a hockey player. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, hockey player. No, we were looking for U.S. Senator from Georgia. A lot of big things down there in Georgia.
Senator Johnny Isaacson.
All right, front row. The senator
Why
in
would you go by
question
Johnny?
is Brian Smolinski, U.S. Senator or Ottawa Senator?
Oh, Smolinski's got that beard.
Yeah. Smolinski.
He was an enforcer, Smolinski, but he was like a weak enforcer.
Yeah, old-time hockey. Smolinski is, he's been around the league a lot, but he's a senator. He was a senator.
Yeah. He's he puts on the skates center back in the 2000s. Not so old-timey, but back row. The senator in question is John Gruden, U.S. Senator or Ottawa Senator?
Say John Gruden.
John Gruden?
J-O-H-N.
Yeah. I'll tell you about this guy.
This guy right here.
This guy could pass some bills. I'm telling you.
Now, here's a guy.
Here's a guy.
This ain't getting stuck in committee.
Congress.
John Gruden.
Yeah. I frankly don't care. But let's go with hockey player.
Okay, we're going to say that defenseman Johnny Gruden.
Yes, he is a defenseman, 1990s.
Well, he's actually a defenseman.
All right, and finally, the front row. The senator in question is Brian Schatz, U.S. Senator or Ottawa Senator?
Brian
Schatz.
Well, we had on Steve. We did an entire segment about Steve Schartz.
Yes.
The hockey player a few months ago, and I investigated all vowel-sounding hockey names all night. So I'm gonna guess he is a senator, Brock.
Because a vote for Schatz is a vote for.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a
Melikilikibaka.
senator.
He's from Hawaii, U.S. Senator.
By the way, Brock, can I jump in here? My answer was so freaking vague. I could have been Ottawa senator or a U.S. senator. All I said was he's a senator.
We all knew that you meant he was in the government.
Yeah.
The great Satan.
And the winning row and gets my
Schatz.
vote for knowing senator or senator is the front row. So congratulations. All right. Oh, don't go away. It is time to reignite a feud. That's all next. But first, this is the box score. We are taking a break to remind you that the Ram Heavy Duty, with its best-in-class towing, torque, and horsepower, doesn't need one. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram. We are closing up shop here on the box score. Guys, a couple of you have had some personal bye weeks the last couple of Fridays, so we have tabled the competition, but I cannot hold off any longer, my friends. It is time for...
The Dannett Football Night in America Challenge.
All right, it's been a couple of weeks, so here are the current standings. Paulie and McLovin are on top, followed by Seton, and then Fritzy and I are, of course, the cellar dwellers. This week, Football Night in America, we'll be covering the Deflategate sweepstakes between the Patriots and the Colts in Indianapolis, a possible lopsided affair. So the matchup we're looking at will be the wide receivers. We are going to go T.Y. Perez Hilton versus Julian Vegetables Edelman. And we will go for closest to the hole on correct player yardage for these two. All right, let's start off with our last place entry. Todd Fritz.
Okay, total yards for Edelman will be 163. Total yards for T.Y. Hilton will be...
Just neither one.
90 even.
Yeah, so you're going with Edelman to get the most yardage. Okay, Seton, who's going to get the most yardage?
I'm going to say Julian Edelman, and he's going to have 139 yards.
Paulie?
This is a tough one because I think Edelman will have probably 10 catches for about 100 yards, which is about what he does. I'm going to say T.Y. Hilton with 126 to over Edelman. T.Y.
McLovin.
Less catches, though.
Yeah, I say Edelman. I just feel 9 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown for Edelman. So I'm going to say that they hit T.Y. in a long one, 101 yards for T.Y. Hilton.
All right, very good. I'm going to go with T.Y. Perez Hilton, and I will go with 112, because that's 112.
Oh, thanks for boxing me in again, Brock.
All right. Well, don't forget you can follow the box score on Twitter and see about your chance and join us for the hashtag BSFNC award ceremony in at Super Bowl. I'm talking to you, Shay. We're not going to fly out there, but maybe you can just drive out there. You can be part of the ceremony. Hashtag. All right. Hashtag Fritzy. Who's on next week?
BSFNC.
Kurt Warner will join us on Monday, as well as the NASCAR Chase for the Sprint winner, and NASCAR from Kansas Speedway is expected on Monday as well. Cristiano Ronaldo expected on Tuesday. How about that?
Oh, okay. We're looking forward to that. All right, thank you, gentlemen. We're back on Monday right here on Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. The podcast is available on iTunes or at podcast1.com. Travel safe, guys, and hi, Joey.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!